In this demonstration, you will learn how to print a W-2 for your employees and understand what information is within the W-2 tax form. First, you must log into your company, select US Payroll, Government Reports, and select the W-2 tax filing. A W tax form is a mandatory requirement by IRS. A W tax form is printed for an employee to indicate what employee has been paid during his or her employment. The first step is to select the payment year. Second is to select the type of form you wish to print. You have three options. One of them are W-2 laser, consolidated 4-page by laser, or a dot matrix. So in this particular example, I'm just going to select the W-2 laser. You also get the option to select an employee list if you do have so, or select from a range of employees. So you can select from the first employee and just to the first or to the very last. You can sort your W-2 forms by social insurance number, employee number, employee name, or class. In this particular case, I'm just going to go with employee name. The next option is your employer's information. The employer information is your company information, your company name, address, city, and state. And your EIN is your employment insurance number, which you must have in order to move forward to print the W-2s for tax filing. At the end of every calendar year, an employee must be given a W-2 tax form, which is usually December the 31st. It's given to all the employees. Normally, you will be giving this to the employees no later than January the 31st. Once you've selected that, you select Print. And the next option is the forms. You must have the latest forms. So if you had printed the forms last year and you printed for the year 2014, for example, then you must select the automatic updates. Or you can download the update and then install the update. Or you can continue with an expired form, which we don't recommend. But in this particular case, I'm just going to continue with the expired form. Now, as you can see, your first warning is that you've selected a report for the year 2020, but the form is 2013. This will indicate that my form is outdated. So what I would want to do is do the automatic date, which will be for the 2014, since we're not in the year 2020. So in this example, I'm just going to go continue. There's already been a pre-formed workout that I had before, so I will continue and select no. The next option is the W-2 for the current filing year. You have three options, and if you want to test drive the W-2 W3 wizard on your first 25 employees, or just do a complete test drive of all your employees, or no thanks, I just want to start. And in this particular case, I'm just going to continue with my W-2. To get started, you must have a federal employment insurance tax number, which is stated in here. And if it is incorrect, it will warn you that you have a problem with the incorrect tax number. But in this particular case, I'm going to select next. And then just to confirm your company information, again, your company name, a trade name if it's different, and your contact information. And if you have a different address, you can put it in here and click next. And then what type of file are you going to report? So here in this particular case, I'm going to file for the company employer. If there's a third party tax reporter, then you select the second option. So since I'm the employer, I'm going to select next. The next step is the wizard for the state and local tax items. You want to make sure that you have your state tax, and if you have any local taxes that are included, along with the tax number beside it. Once you're happy with the state and local taxes, select next. And then just a data verification is your next option. Questions are, do you have employees who are exempt for any Medicare or Social Security tax? or any employees with tips or foreign address, or do you have any employees that elected only to receive W-2s by electronically? Do you want to use control numbers on your W-2? So in this particular case, for this example, I've select no, but I do recommend that you read the 5 questions and answer accordingly. Select next. And then there's a W3 information. Since we're only printing W2s, I'm going to select just the 941 and select next. And then the multiple payroll data files. Just a particular warning that you should read it very carefully and acknowledge that you're using your payroll data for reporting purposes only. Now, as you can see, it says 10 of my 25 employee data that will be displayed, which is fine. Click next. And then comes into a verify employee information. Here's where the interesting part is. All this information in here is all your employees, 15 employees. And if you move further down, you've got the address, social tax number, the state, and everything. You want to make sure all this information is correct, as well as the federal wages, taxes for each box, and all this information is correct as well. If this information is incorrect, the wizard would verify and explain to you if there's numbers that are incorrect, and it will ask you to fix them right away. The verify employee information will verify all the information that's contained within the employee's record. That will be the name, address, zip code as employee's information, as well as the earnings tax deducted held for each box. Once you've verified the employee information and it seems correct, select next, and this will verify the wages and the employee information. If there is an issue with any of the employees or the information of the wages, it will pull up an error message. So in this case, we don't have an error message. We want to click next. And now we're on to the next step, which is printing the W-2. Now we're ready to print our W-2. We have 2 options. We can choose the complete W-2 for e-filing services, which is a charged fee, or we can go to the other services, the other options, and select print my employee for W-2. We're not ready for e-filing yet. Print the federal W-2 and W-3, and then print the employee's copy, which is a 0 cost assigned, and select next. The next step is benefits of the complete W-2 e-filing services, and it's checked that I have my employees, have the federal information, and have my W-2 reconciled, and I select next. And the divider sheets is just another option. I don't want to choose any of my sheet forms divided, so I'm going to say no. And the next step is here, it's going to print the federal W-2 as well as the employee W-2 and print the employee's W-2. Select next. Now it's loading the W-2. I should have 15 pages, which I do, 15 records. As you can see, I have the employee name, and this is printed 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's printed 4 copies of the W-2. Go on to the next employee. As you can see, the employee is Sarah Adams, and the social insurance number, the total wages. Looks good there. And once I'm happy with the information that's displayed from 15 of my employees, I can then print directly to the printer, and that will print off my W-2s. This will conclude how to print a W-2 tax form, and you should have a good understanding on when to print a W tax form and the information that needs to be reported.